A very good morning to all of you, all the students and faculty. Herewith I welcome you all for one-day workshop on problem solving and ideation, which is being organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and IIC SPMBB. So here the schedule goes like this. First morning session will go with a problem solving session and afternoon will go with the ideation session. So in the morning session, we will group the students into two of each group and we'll give a problem. You have to solve it using any programming language which you would like to. And in the afternoon session, whatever the ideas you have, that is innovative ideas you have, you need to present. Okay, so let us start the session 1. Thank you very much.
It is an emergency or it is a routine leave. We can get frustrated and even it is dangerous. I came up with a solution that is reliable, efficient and convenient, that is introducing fuel at your fingertips, a mobile app for on-demand delivery of fuel. Imagine being on your way, you can't able to help with your loved one only because running out of fuel. With our app, you can simply open it up and you can enter your location and you can type your type of fuel and choose the amount of fuel you need. The team will deliver your fuel to your destination, so you can go back on your road fastly and quickly. The key features of this app is the app is designed user in mind. It has user-friendly interface and real-time fuel prices and multiple payment options. And with the integration of Google Maps, you can track the delivery of fuel and you have the review and rating system, so you can provide your feedback on the service. And with the feature of pay after use, you can pay the money after receiving the fuel. We believe that fuel at your fingertips has potential and revolution on the way we think fuel delivery, and no more waiting in the line of gas station and no more running out of fuel on the way to an important destination. With this app, you are always few taps away from fuel you need. Thank you.
Which is integrating tech with the therapy, where we can use AI to therapy as a therapist for all our emotional and selfless balances. Now we have introduction to Mindtech evolution. In the recent years, we have seen that technology has developed and AI is helping us everywhere. We have AI everywhere by using apps related to AI, which will help in therapy. So we have many apps which help us in these mental health issues. Some of the AI apps which help us therapy are mindful and meditation apps we have. We also have therapy and counseling apps, and we also have AI-powered mental health tests, where we will test our mental health and we also get the advices from the AI based on the personalized AI. Later, we also have journaling and emotional tracking apps, where we will journal our day-to-day issues and we will also journal the emotions that we have. The AI will track all the emotions and it will give us the personalized suggestions based on our current emotional status. Later, we also have specialized apps for the stress and overthinking and anxiety. We also have Sarvello. It is an app which helps in tracking our stress levels and anxiety. We have Happify, which helps in relieving our stress and anxiety. And we have Moodpath, which will track our moods, and we will get that mood tracked according to our day-to-day life, so that it will help us enhancing our mood and technique. So AI is becoming a great tool for us in helpful theory. So it takes the data from the users and it will give us personalized advice and making therapy even more available to us. It is more available and it is efficient to us. We have apps for the wellness, and we will integrate technology with the therapy. We will take the suggestions from the many more consultants, and while we are going to some consultant and taking the advice, it is not much efficient and it will be of high cost. So we will be going for AI. We can see that many of us are already using AI. So I think this will help many more if we get more apps like this, it will help in therapy for us. Future trends in therapy, we have future for the therapy in embracing change. This Mindtech revolution will help in changing of the AI and day-to-day lives. Thank you.
Starting at SPMDB. Now I'm going to present network shell. So basically, we all have financial tracker apps, but it is also a financial tracker, but it helps us in a more way than the previous ones which we have. So this is presented by me. So what actually the network shell is? So basically, here the problem is when we go to outside, in previous days we will purchase with the hand cash. We'll have a wallet, and in the wallet we'll have the hand cash. So basically we can get the track of how much amount we are spending on what things, like for cold drinks or for any dresses or purchasing anything. You will get a track. So how much you are spending and what is the balance by seeing at your wallet. But now when now here the digital payment has gone through, right? Now we are going through the digital payment, online payment. So what is the drawback of online payment is when we are purchasing anything, we are just with the OTP we are purchasing it, and we don't have track of how much balance was left in our account. Even though they were wallets, but we don't have the actual track of how much we are spending. So for rich persons this may not be a problem, but for the middle class and poor people this is the actual problem because of the digital payments. So they can't get the track of what actually how much they are spending on what. So for that we have designed an app that is the network shell. So it will give us how much amount you are spending on what, and it will track on how many purchases you have made in a day. So in this app we can make some goals, like for example for a day there is a certain limit. After that only you can spend the amount, and you will get a alert message of the money is spending too much, like that. So based on that alert message you can get the insight of how much money is present with us and how much we are spending. Not only about the tracking of our financial transactions, but also we can track many things, like even money lenders can be there who can give money to other persons, so they can get track of when they are paying the money back, okay, return back when they are repaying the money. So these are will be included in this app. Not only that, but there are also several features, so you can save for a future purpose, like for going vacations or for when you want an emergency fund. So for that also you can save the amount in a dedicated way. I'm going to the next slide. So this will avoid the financial surprises. If you don't have the control of how much you are spending, then there will be a sudden surprise that you will get lost of money. So your account will say there will be a zero balance. So you don't know that. So if you maintain this app, then it will show that how much currently your balance is and how much you are spending, all these and all things. So there won't be any final surprise at the last which will say that you are running out of money, like that. So it will be a good solution for the financial tracking process. These are the features which I have already mentioned, like money lenders is a special feature, so they can know how many people are repaying their money, and they can know the status of the people, like if they will repay or not, also based on we have credit scores, right? So based on that only they will give the loan. So here also in this app, based on the previous repayments, here there will be a score for them, so you can know for whom to lend the money and for whom you should not lend the money. And here we have all features like tracking the money and also making certain goals for future plans, vacations, etc. And moving on to the tech stacks, where this app can be developed using Android Studio and JavaScript, React.js, Python with Flask or Django, SQL and PHP. For backend connection PHP. Next. So conclusion is this app will be better for the money management, and we can get more insights for our financial status. So this is all about the network shell. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
From final year BTech CSE from Sri Padmavati Women's University, Tirupati. I am here to highlight the issues faced by our students in our college. Actually, I identified two issues by our students. The first one is manual process for getting the hall ticket. What I observed is one of my friends, she was writing exams, she was writing semester exams, but unfortunately during writing exams, she lost her hall ticket. Then she approached the examination hall. Then they said they need to there is some process to follow, and she has to pay some money. And second issue is leave form for getting gate pass. And one of my friends, she lost her leave form after getting signed by mentor ma'am and HOD ma'am without getting the gate pass. So then she repeated the same process to resign from our madams. So these two issues are identified in our college. So I here came up with a solution, that is student service portal, where I want to include mainly two systems. One is the hall ticket management system, and another one is online leave application for getting gate pass. So in the in the student service portal, what I wanted to say is we can include a digital management system where a student can apply to hall ticket via online platform via online through student service portal. They don't need to fill the application form manually. They don't need to collect their hall ticket in person, and they don't need to submit the application form manually. So through student service portal, she can fill the application form and can download it again. If in case in any situation if she lost her hall ticket, then she can download it again. No need to pay any additional charges. And coming to the next one, leave application for getting gate pass. In this also the second management system, so the student can fill the leave application with proper details and issue, so that the mentor will approve it and later followed by our HOD ma'am. Once the approval will be done, she will be notified with a notification. So in these two issues I am going to include in the student service portal. So why I came up, why we need, if anyone asks why this student service portal, because the actual process is going well. So I can say that the first one is the convenience. Students don't need to wait or no need to visit the offices again, and also it will save a valuable time of both students and faculty. My friend who lost her hall ticket, she day after tomorrow she has an exam to write, but she invested the entire day just to generate the hall ticket again. So they can save the time, they can focus on their work. And the next one is cost effective, because of reapplying to the hall ticket, she has to pay certain amount of money. If she can able to download the hall ticket again, then no need to pay the money. And next one is the eco-friendly. Obviously, we are removing the paperwork, so it will be sustainable in the future. And the platform will be available 24/7. They can students and faculty can access this portal 24/7 whenever they want. And I think these are the features. And one more thing, we can reduce the forgery which is happening. I think sometimes maybe forgery can happen. Maybe they can copy the sign of any mentor or HOD ma'am. So this with the help of this system, they can't forge these type of things, so that we can eliminate this process. And coming to the implementation, how can we implement it? As it is a student service portal, we have a website for our FPMV site. So we can either choose with an app or a website. So if we want to build any of those, we need definitely backend, frontend, and the database. Obviously, we need to integrate the student database into the student service portal. So I think relational database will be suitable, because every student have the same set of details. So for database, we will choose relational database, frontend and backend. Obviously, any kind of technologies. Once the implementation is done and deployment phase is completed, we can conduct a workshop. Why workshop means, so the faculty and the students get familiarized with the website, and they get to know how to use this website. Once the implementation and workshop is done, then obviously launching. Once the launching also completed, it will be done. Then coming to conclusion, yes, this student service portal is simple but effective. It will remove a lot of problems faced by the students and as well as the faculty. So guys, let's embrace our lives and let's connect it to the digital world more and save our time to focus more on our work. Thank you.
And my dear friends, I'm Pujita. I'm from BTech final year CSC department. So now the ideology that I'm going to give presentation on is about the smart campus. So first of all, I'll begin with what smart campus means and how it will be. I'll just give a brief introduction about the smart campus. Have you guys ever imagined about a campus that is working seamlessly? And have you ever thought like having our attendance being recorded automatically after we enter into our classroom? And our hostels having digital locks, by that only the roommates can enter into the rooms. So this everything is possible. The thing what I'm going to tell may seem like it will happen in the future, but this everything is the things that we can make happen, and which are the things we are seeing in our daily life. So I'll go with few examples like how can we make our campus smart. First, I already said the attendance being recorded automatically as soon as we enter into the classroom. How is it going to be possible? Through facial recognition, by using AI and IoT, we can do many things which may not seem like we can achieve. And the next thing is each student having a AI which is personalized version to themselves. Like a student can grasp the things fastly and the student can grasp the things slowly. If we have an AI which can personalize the way in which he studies, then the student can grow himself. And the next thing is, how about having the solar panels in our campus so that the energy gets generated and the utilization of waste. The next thing is, so friends, if I tell, okay, let us make an artificial intelligence which records our attendance automatically, who will oppose it first? First of all, our students, because we feel like, oh my god, we have to be disciplined, we have to go to the classroom. But disciplinary comes from here itself. And the next thing, if we have AI which guides the student, who will oppose that thing? The MNCs, the training institutions. But this everything can be made possible by our students just by giving us the proper tools and technologies and a chance to invent. And the next thing is the carbon footprints. The carbon footprints actually calculate the carbon dioxide that we are exhaling and monitors the health of ours. By that, the energy which we are utilizing and the consumption of our energy for what purposes we are using, everything will be in our hands, and we can change them according to our requirements. However, having, as if how we have Google Maps, having a campus navigation, like here, if I want to know about anything related to BTech department, as I am studying here, I can get to know. I can come here, I can ask faculty or anyone. But if you want to know anything about the nursing department or pharmacy department, I don't know where their classrooms are. I just know that like it's at the corner of the campus like that. So having a navigation such that we will not forget, we will have a proper route to go where we are wanting to. And health and monetization is possible, energy utilizations, hostel security. Okay, this is the smart campus, and when I have searched about the idea of smart campus, then I have found that only three universities in India are having such few technologies. As how we are having smart city, Tirupati is so-called smart city, we can also have smart campus. It's not about using the technology in our daily lives. It's about evaluation to the education and increasing the sustainability. And how about having a AI clubs such that a student apart from studies can go to the AI clubs and can gain the knowledge in which they are interested in. So that's it. This is the smart campus proposal that I wanted to present. Thank you.
About the smartness for visually challenging people. This is for the visually challenging people. They can't see whether the temperature in the body is warm or cold. For those people, we applied this smartness for visually challenged people. Coming to the problem statement. While vacuum flags are everyday essential for keeping liquids hot or cold, visually challenged people individually face a major challenge in determining whether the contents inside are hot, warm or cold. Without visual feedback, it's difficult for them to access the temperature, which can lead to burns or spell. I want to end the digital class with the voice module, which is the solution for the smart vacuum class. The DTX and an Arduino microcontroller, a DTH11 microprocessor, and a voice module. Arduino module is used to convert a voice to the others, whether the temperature, how much temperature in the water bottle. Then the people who are visually challenged, they can hear the voice of AI assistant or others, which is help them to know the temperature in the water bottle. There is an existing model for a smart vacuum class. There is a digital class, which is only represent the only digital values. That means what was the temperature in the water bottle and how much cold or warm in the water bottle. So visually challenged people are some children or old people. They can't know how to what was the temperature in the water bottle. So it help them to know the temperature in the water bottle. To overcome the drawbacks from the existing model, we are fixing a voice model with the results output of the temperature. That is like the liquid is 60 degrees Celsius now. That means they can hear the AI assistant voice. They know how much temperature in the water bottle, and they know whether we drink the water or not. Coming to the hardware and software specifications for the smart class, which is hardware computer. Software components which are Arduino software, visually challenged and embedded app. In this project, the method of coming to the conclusion. In conclusion, the smart vacuum class demonstrates how IoT technology can everyday objects more accessible for the safer for visually challenged people. Thank you for giving this opportunity. BTech 4th year CSC. I want to present my idea on securing bank IoT devices against attacks. Bank IoT devices is refers to the Internet of Things. Technology is used to the banking and the ATM and banking are not secure for the its IoT network properly. The hacker installs the device that instructions to the US pin or details and enter to them. So if the bank has added these are requirements my requirements in data segmentation and mainly use it to strong authentication. So thank you.
So in the conclusion session, I would like to thank all the participants for active participation during one-day program, that is one-day workshop on problem solving and ideation. Thank you all for your active participation once again, and we will announce the winners for both the sessions very soon. Thank you all.